Dear students, today we shall study the next lesson, Sir C.V. Raman. So, dear students, have you ever seen the rainbow in the sky? Yes, definitely you have seen the rainbow in the sky. The rainbow consists of the 7 colors. So, how does this rainbow appear in the sky? So, when it rains in the sunlight, we find the rainbow in the sky. That is, the sunlight, which is white in color, when it passes through the rain droplets, the light gets broke into different colors. So, this is called as spectrum of light. See, this is also called as scattering of light. When a ray of light passes from one media to other media, it gets scattered. This is called the scattering of light. Okay, during the rainy season, you have all might enjoyed seeing the rainbow in the sky. This rainbow, it occurs when it rains in the sunlight. At that time, the light passes through the droplets of the rain, and the light is broken into different colors. It means the light gets scattered. Even in the laboratory, we can see this scattering of light. See, this is the prism. When a ray of light, it passes from air media to the glass media, and when it goes under that side, so it gets scattered. It means the ray of light, white light, is scattered into different colors. That is red, orange, yellow, green, blue, indigo, violet. So this is called as scattering of light, and this was discovered by C.V. Raman, the great Indian scientist. So now let us know about the C.V. Raman. Dear students, all of you please open your books. Sir C.V. Raman was a great scientist, and he was awarded the Nobel Prize. Yes, he was awarded the Nobel Prize. Nobel Prize for scattering of light and discovery of light rays, that is called as Raman effect. Then the government gifted him 25 acres of land to carry out the further research work. Yes, we the Indians should be very proud, because Sir C.V. Raman, he discovered the scattering of light, and for his achievement, the government gifted him 25 acres of land to carry further researches. Raman Institute was the dream child of Sir C.V. Raman. Yes, Sir C.V. Raman thought of establishing an institution of his own. So this dream came true when he established his own institution called as Raman Institution. That is Raman Institute. So now we shall study his early life and education. His early life. Sir C.V. Raman was born on November 7, 1888 in Trichy. November 7. So he was born on November 7, 1888 in Trichy. In Trichy, this is in Tamil Nadu. So he was the son of Chandrasekhar Iyer and Parvati Aman, his parents. Chandrasekhar Iyer and Parvati Aman. His parents were Chandrasekhar Iyer and Parvati Aman. Chandrasekhar Iyer was a professor of physics at the Hindu College, Visakhapatnam. So his father was a professor of physics, and he worked at Hindu College, Visakhapatnam. His father, Chandrasekhar Iyer, was a professor of physics. Worked at Hindu College. He worked at Hindu College, Visakhapatnam. So then Raman studied there at the Hindu College High School. So he completed his early education in Hindu College. Raman studied there at the Hindu college at the high school. So Raman was also very much interested in science. He is interested in science. His interest in science. Yes, Raman was very much interested in the science subject even from his childhood. Even as a boy, he made the model of dynamo. Model of dynamo. Model of dynamo. So this dynamo is nothing but a generator used to produce electricity. Yes, he prepared, when he was studying in the high school, he prepared a model of dynamo. Dynamo means a generator used to produce electricity. So he prepared it when he was in high school. During his school days, he borrowed the science books from the college students and read them. So we can say that he had an insatiable thirst for the books. He was very much interested in the science subject. So what he did is, he borrowed the books from his senior students, and he read them. Then, thus from his early days, he showed great interest in science. So, when he was in a high school, he used to borrow the books from his senior students and he used to read them. So, this showed that he was very much interested in the science subject and he was very eager to know more about this science subject. Unfortunately, he used to fall sick every now and then and he was not able to attend the school regularly. Unfortunately. So, fortunate, unfortunate. Fortunate. The prefix is unfortunate. So we add un to make it prefix. The fortunate, the prefix of fortunate is unfortunate. So unfortunate is bad luck. So because of his bad luck, he used to fall sick every now and then. So he used to often fall sick every now and then. And he was not able to attend the school regularly. So he could not attend his classes regularly because he could not feel well. He often used to feel sick. Then, in spite of his poor health, he got first class in matriculation examination when he was only a boy of 12. Yes, in spite of his poor health, he worked hard. Then he got first class in matriculation examination. Matriculation means today's PUC first year, equivalent to today's PUC first year, equivalent to today's PUC first year. So he passed the matriculation examination when he was only 12 years old. Then he passed the intermediate examination from Hindu college and joined the Presidency College, Madras for his BA. Then he also passed the intermediate examination. So, he passed his intermediate examinations from the Hindu college where he was learning he completed his high school education. There only he passed the intermediate examination and joined the Presidency College, Madras for his BA. Then he joined the Presidency College to complete his BA degree. There he completed his BA degree. His relatives wanted to give up the science and take history and economics as his special subjects for BA. So his parents asked him to take BA, history and economics for the further studies. His relatives wanted him to give up the science and take history and economics. See, to study the science, you have to be regular in the studies. Sir C.V. Raman was not feeling well. Often and often he used to miss the class. So it would lead to discontinue of the studies, and that would badly help him. So in order to pass through the examination, his relatives asked him to take history and economics. Asked him to take history and economics. History and economics. And give up science. Give up. So, give up, it is a present verb. To stop doing something else. To stop doing something. To stop doing something. So, what do you mean by present verb? This is the present verb. Let us know what do you mean by present verb. Present verb, a phrase that combines the verb with the preposition or adverb and functions as the verb whose meaning is different from the combined meaning. So, a phrase that combines verb with preposition. Verb with preposition. See, it combines verb with preposition or adverb and functions as a verb which whose meaning is different from the combined meaning. So what is phrasal verb? A phrase that combines verb with preposition or adverb. It combines verb with preposition or adverb and functions as the verb whose meaning is different from the combined meaning. Say for example, give up. So give up. Here give is the verb and up is the preposition. So it gives a different meaning from the original meaning. Give up means to stop doing something. Say for example, give up. Give up means to stop or doing something. I give up bad habits. I give up bad habits. It means that you are stopping the bad habits. Means to give up. Bittu bidu, tyaga madu. Give up to stop doing something. So give up means I give up bad habits. So Rama gave up telling lies. So Rama gave up telling lie. So also we can find so many phrasal verbs. See, we can also find different phrasal verbs. Next one is break into. So break is the verb, into is the preposition. The total meaning it becomes is enter, enter with force. So the meaning of break into is enter with force. See, for example, the thief broke into the house. The thief broke into the house. So a phrase is a verb that combines with the preposition or and verb to give a different meaning. So this is called as phrasal verb. So here his relatives, that means Sir C.V. Raman relatives, wanted him to give up science. They asked him to give up what science? They asked him to give up science and take history and economics. History and economics as the special subjects for BA. Since Raman had made up his mind to study science, he took physics. But Raman was not interested in the arts, that is history and economics. For the sake of his relatives, he took the history and economics and also he studied the physics. In those days, these science subjects were taught with the arts subjects. It means that all the science subjects were taught with the arts subjects. So he took the physics. Then, since Raman had made up his mind to study the science, he took the physics. He passed his BA, securing the first rank and a number of prizes. So, by taking history, economics, and physics as his subjects, he passed his BA with the first rank. Then he also won a number of prizes. Then he passed his MA in physics in January 1907. So he passed MA in physics. MA in physics. So as I already told you that all the science subjects were taught with the arts subjects. So he completed his PG, that is post graduation in physics in January 1907. Then after his MA, Raman wanted to go to the United Kingdom for the higher studies in science. So after completing his post graduation, he wanted to go to England for his higher studies. But his health broke down again. Broke down means collapse. Broke down means collapse. Broke down means collapse. Once again his health collapsed and he could not go to England. This was the greatest disappointment in his life. So he lost the good opportunity for going to England for the higher studies, but because of his health he could not go. So he lost the chance of going to England for higher studies. So this was the greatest disappointment in his life. He lost the chance of going to England for the higher studies, and this was the greatest disappointment in his life. Then his relatives asked him to give up his study of science and take a competitive examination in Calcutta. Once again, his parents forced him to give up the science subject and take the competitive examination. His relatives asked him to take competitive examination. As he could not go to England for the higher studies, then his relatives advised him to take the competitive examinations at Calcutta. Then in Calcutta, he took history and economics to study for the competitive examinations. Raman did so and got along well with the new subjects. So history and economics were the new subjects for Raman. He studied both the subjects and he got well versed with the subjects. Then he got the first class in the competitive examination and was appointed as Deputy Accountant General in 1907 at Calcutta. Yes, he passed in the first class. and he also got the job. He was appointed as Deputy Accountant General. Deputy Accountant General. Then he got the job and he was appointed as Deputy Accountant General in 1907 at Calcutta. At Calcutta. His relatives perhaps felt very happy to see that Raman had settled down well in his life. So, when his parents came to know that he was appointed as a Deputy Accountant General, they felt very happy because very soon Raman settled down in his life and that was their wishes also. But Raman was not happy. He was not happy at the post of Deputy Accountant General. How a scientist like Raman put up with the life of a Deputy Accountant General, he felt like a fish out of water in his new post. See, fish out of water. Fish out of water means feel uncomfortable. Feel uncomfortable. Feel uncomfortable in a company, in one's company. Yes, he felt like a fish out of water. He was not interested in job. He was very much interested in the science. He wanted to become a great scientist. So, now he has to work as a Deputy Accountant General and he was not very much interested in this post. So he felt like a fish out of water. Then he still had the hopes of becoming a scientist and was waiting for an opportunity. He has not lost the interest in the science. He was waiting for an opportunity. He was looking for an opportunity so that once again he could study the science and he become the scientist. So he was waiting for an opportunity. Even as a Deputy Accountant General, Raman mixed with the scientists and took interest in the science. So now he was working as a Deputy Accountant General. In Kannada it is called ಸಹಾಯಕ ಲೆಕ್ಕ ಪರಿಶೋಧಕ, ಉಪ ಲೆಕ್ಕ ಪರಿಶೋಧಕ. Though he was working as a Deputy Accountant General, he was not interested in that job. He was very much interested in the science. So whenever he got the time, he joined the scientist, he mixed with the scientist and took interest in the discussions. One day while returning from his office, he saw a banner outside a building on which was printed the Indian Association of Scientists. So one day, soon after his office work, he was returning home by the train, and when the train moved, he saw a banner on the building. So the banner was printed. It was printed on the banner that Indian Association of Scientists. Indian Association of Scientists. ಭಾರತೀಯ ವಿಜ್ಞಾನಿಗಳ ಸಂಘ. So he saw the banner, the Indian Association of Scientists. So he came to know that all the scientists they have gathered there to discuss the concepts. So he was very much interested. Then he soon got off the moving train. So what did he do? By seeing the banner, he jumped off the moving train and went to meet the scientists who had gathered in that building. He went to the scientist, he went into the building and he met the scientist there. Sometime he discussed there. Then later, when he was in Rangoon, he learned that an institution had bought a piece of modern scientific apparatus. Apparatus means the device. So in Rangoon, he heard that in one of the science institution, they had brought a new scientific device. He hurriedly put on his clothes and went to have a look at it. Such an interest he had in science. So, soon after hearing that, he did not waste the time. He hurriedly put off his shirt and went out to see that new apparatus. So he was very much interested in the science subject. So by this we come to know that Sir C.V. Raman, though he was working in a deputy accountant general post, he was very much interested in the science. So next remaining part of the lesson we shall study in the next class. Okay.